God would take my feelings away so I can view her as only my friend. But if they aren't, increase them. And he has. I prayed the same prayer from August till now. I don't know if I should go, if I should let it go, because if I do, it feels like I'm giving up. But I love this girl, and she did also at one point. P.S. I'm 21 and she's 19. This is both of our first serious relationship. Am I a fool? What y'all think?
Man, it's hard for me to comment because I wasn't in this place when I was that age. So, but most times when I had this type of interaction with people, or I knew somebody going through it, it always ended out like bad. Just, I think we're learning more and more now that relationships, in with young people can be fickle. They can be wishy-washy. They can be topsy-turvy. It really takes the both of you maturing in order to make a relationship work. And it sounds like you're not a fool. I would definitely not call you a fool. But it sounds like you are just excited and anxious to get married or to be with someone that God has for you. And that's a good thing. But there's also time to be with God and grow in Him. And so I think that you might be jumping the gun a little bit. Because she's 19, she's just getting started with what she's been called to do in God. And so I think you both need to kind of chill, not to expect too much from one another, because I think that you have a lot of time to figure out, who you want to be with. And yeah, I just think you should give it time. I wouldn't call you a fool. Never a fool.
All right. So this is my life. This is exactly my life.
You wrote this?
I could have when I was 21. So when I saw this noteworthy, I went back and I was trying to think, because almost everything you said was exactly what I said when I was your age. And I think what I was going through was I wanted to make sure I said to you what I wish somebody would have said to me during that time, or what I would have said to myself during that time. So, if you go back and watch the noteworthy called Girls, I talked a little bit about my situation. And it sounds like you're having the same battle, where it's not just that this girl is awesome or anything like that. It's that you feel like God promised her to you. And you're fighting with your faith on whether you heard correctly from God or not, or if you giving up on her means you're giving up on God and that your faith has an issue. And I think that's what you're really struggling with. I think back then, I felt like God told me that the person I was thinking about was going to be my wife, and I tried to hold on to that to try and prove to God that I had the faith to, even though it was going up and down, that I could make it through that time. And because I wanted to show him that I could be a good husband, that if there were up and downs, I could make it through that too. You know what I mean? I was trying to prove myself almost to God. And the danger here is, be careful whenever you feel like God told you something. That's the lesson I got from that period of time of my life. It's possible that he could have said that, but here's the thing. All right, so this, because I had to go through a lot of this when I was going through this time. Isaac and Rebecca is another example of somebody who was promised, to Isaac. God sent out a messenger, and he said, find a wife for my son. It was Jacob. What was it, Jacob? Find a wife for my son Isaac. Abraham. I don't know. All right, so find a wife for my son Isaac, because it had to be Abraham. So anyway, so somebody sent out a messenger and to his family in another area, and the messenger prayed to God and said, please let it be known who the wife of Isaac should be if they I think it was like if they water my camels and they do whatever for me, right? And the lady came out and she did exactly what the man prayed. So it was like, this is the woman who God promised to my master. Like, this is obvious. It was promised, right? This is where I had to really study during this time of my life, because whenever you feel like God promised something to you, you feel like it has to happen. And that was the confusion, right? So even though it did work out and Rebecca did come back and marry him, there was something interesting that the guy said that helped me during this time. He said, you are the one that God chose, but if you don't want to come back with me, I'll have to keep looking. That confused the mess out of me. If God chose her, why does she get to choose not to go, and why does he still have to go looking? And it took me a while to study that part and say, just because God promises something, people still have options. You know what I'm saying? And even though he may have promised this girl to you, even if you heard that correctly, it's still her choice whether she wants to go or not. And you have to give her the right to say, I don't want to go. I'm opting out of this plan that you have for us, or even if God has it for us. And you have to say, okay, I'll keep looking. And if I would have gotten that at that age, I would have been so better off, because it would have made my life a little bit easier. I would have been less stressed out. There was a very stressful time of my life, and I don't want you to have to go through the same thing. If this girl is telling you, I don't have feelings for you anymore, I don't feel it anymore, listen to her. Stop talking to her. And this is for your benefit, because you'll be holding on to a dream or this faith thing that you have in your head that you feel God told you. But give her the option to opt out of what God told.
Yeah.
And I think if you have the maturity, if you could find that, which I didn't have at that time, if you could find the maturity to say, okay, God, even though you promised this, I give her the option to opt out, it'll give you so much freedom in this situation. God has somebody planned for you. If she doesn't want to be that person, he has somebody planned for you. The person you end up marrying, God already knows who you're going to marry. And if it's not this girl, it's not this girl, even if you feel like it was promised. So hopefully that can help you navigate this. I don't even know if that makes sense to you at this time. It took me a long time to figure that out. But that whole promise thing, be very careful about that. Whether somebody told you, whether you felt it in your own prayers, just be very careful about a promise that includes another person, because that person has the right to say yes or no. And you just got to let her say no. Obviously, it sounds like she's saying no. So give her that space to say no. What you people usually say at this time is that, if you let her go and it was meant to be, she'll come back around. But that's torture as well. I tried that as well. Because the whole time you're like, okay, I'm doing this so that you can leave and come back. Like, you're still anticipating the comeback. You have to be willing for her never to come back. You just have to be. If she really is your wife, it will work. It'll be blessing. He won't mix blessing with cursing. He won't have somebody be your wife and also say, I don't have no feelings for you. Like, it won't do that. He won't do that to you. So hopefully that helps, man. I don't want you to go through that. I really don't. What y'all think?
I think you said everything.
Yeah, I think you did. When I was that age, I was never the type to just get caught into real deep feelings and emotions. So what you said, I definitely cannot relate to, because I just was in a whole different place. I mean, I really was. I was chasing a career at that time. I was chasing a passion, and I just didn't put the emphasis on relationships like that. So what you said was great.
And I mean,
good advice.
And if I had to go through that just to help you, and the other guy who had a similar situation and the girl's noteworthy, I mean, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I had to fight through that time. It took a long time for me to get it. I had these brothers helping me have perspective.
Because I was just going to say,
that was like, I was just against a wall.
I was going to say, you did say that you have to let that person go and then wait for them to come back, but that happened to you quite often as well.
Yeah, and that's why
that was torture.
And that's why I want to give the warning that just because you may feel like God promised something to you, that doesn't mean it's going to happen. You see what I'm saying? God may have intended things to happen, but he also gives people the freedom to choose what they want to do. Yeah. So any promise that includes another person, you really, really got to be cautious predicting that it's going to happen. You don't know for sure what's going to happen. Yeah. Even if God wants it to happen, she still doesn't have to do it. She doesn't have to do it. So I would encourage you to go back and read that. Listen to what he said. It was very interesting. And hopefully that'll help you get a little bit more perspective on it. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to get past this point in your life. You get a little bit older and you actually get married to somebody else. And you are so fixated on this girl because you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I had to think about when I got married, is that, man, I was wrong. You know what I mean? Even if I wasn't wrong about what I heard, I was wrong about the result of what I heard. So don't get so caught up in this person that you miss what God is actually going to do for you. Because it won't be this complicated. I guarantee you.
Yeah, you're right.
So hopefully that helps, man. I would love to hear a follow up on this. I know it's gonna be hard imagining you not with this girl because you think she's perfect, but I guarantee you, man, if you can get past this part of your life, you learn the lesson that God is trying to teach you in this time. It's gonna be awesome. I promise you, it's gonna be awesome after this. So let the girl decide for herself what she wants to do with her life, and if she doesn't want to be a part of the dream that you have, let her go. And also pay attention, because what I had to deal with is the coming back and leaving again. Pay attention to what she's saying. If she says she's not feeling it, even if she feels it another time later, remember what she said. She's telling you the truth right now. So listen to her. And you have so much ahead of you at 21. Start figuring out what your purpose is in your life as a single person before you worry about what this girl is doing.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, man. Hope that helps, man. That's a noteworthy. Make sure you, if you've submitted a noteworthy in the past and you haven't followed up yet, make sure you send that in, same form. And if you haven't submitted a noteworthy and you're nervous and you're like, man, I got something to say, I want to send it in. Send it in. We want to hear it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Can't stop, won't stop. Where the brakes at? I give him that diddy bop. Like take that, take that, take that, take that. I'ma put in work. I'ma do that ASAP. Throw my faith in rap. But they say don't say that, huh? What I'ma turn down for? I feel like Shaq in 9-4. Breaking glass in that black boulder like Kobe in Toronto, huh? Dropping 81. Yo, I dropped an 88. Ricky Bobby, shake and bake. Sleeping on it, should've stayed awake, huh? Everybody make mistakes like VJs. Try to say my name, it's Minio. Say it with me, Minio. Okay, great. 2 forks high, raise stakes. Risk it all, I take the hate. This the winning team, get the Gatorade. My guy good, but he's not safe, no. They try to shut us down and it ain't gon' slide. Only thing I fear is God and he on my side. That's the confidence I got, cause he got me. That's why I really feel like you can't stop me. That's all you got. Come on with it. That's all you got. You can't stop me. You don't got the power. Shut me down. That's not enough. I'm my biggest problem. You don't got the power. Shut me down. That's not enough. You can't stop me. You're my biggest opponent. You know me, I know you, we know it. Whenever I fail, you always been there to simply remind me you're blown it. You don't see when I'm growing. You don't see where I'm going. You only see in the moment. You know on my stage, you never let go it. Don't cease to amaze me, and it drive me crazy, that you catch every detail that I miss in the songs I'm making. Saying you will never write a verse like Kendrick, never be the rapper I got from Hendrix. Top 10 alive, you will never be mentioned. Why aim so high, won't survive the trenches? Plus, you a Christian, Andy, they will never listen, Andy. Plus, we a pigment, Andy. You don't got skill, you a gimmick, Andy. Well, if I listen to you and everything you put in my ear, I'll be living like woulda, shoulda, coulda. I'll be paralyzed by fear. Ain't that the truth? If I quit, the only way I lose. I got 2 choices when I do this: make moves or make excuses. If you know who I'm talking about, then you got me. My biggest enemy is me, and even I can't stop me. They try to shut us down and it ain't gon' slide. Only thing I fear is God and he on my side. That's the confidence I got.